Several thrilling and interesting mysteries about centipedes that you must know to watch out for. How scary are these giant prehistoric centipedes? Why are they the most poisonous centipede in the world that everyone must watch out for? And what are the specialties from centipedes? Just look at it is enough to cry. Welcome back to Wildlife Adventure. Have any of you here seen a centipede in real life? Please comment and share your feeling immediately. Dear guys, when talking about centipede, we immediately think of a small creature possessing hundreds of wiggly legs and venom that can not be underestimated. And this creature also contains a lot of mystery that so far we are not sure we know of. So in today's video, let's explore Wildlife Adventure to find out what surprises centipedes have. First, let's find out how scary prehistoric centipedes were. You know, prehistoric times were always famous for supergiant things like the ancient crocodile sacrosuchus, weighing up to 8 tons with a length of about 20 meters. As big as a big truck, or like dragonflies, they are as big as an adult arm, so the prehistoric centipedes are nothing and this and that. And you just try to look at Anthrolepra, the ancestor of centipedes and millipedes. You will know it can be up to 2.4 meters long, up to 100 centimeters in diameter, and possess a mass of up to 50 kilograms. With more than 100 legs, is considered the largest invertebrate on Earth to date. And fortunately, about 300 million years ago, became extinct. The species is mainly herbivorous, eating plants, not carnivores. And back to today's centipedes is not known what skills and expected trait they possess now. We invite you to explore the next part. Second, the amazing features of a centipede. Dear guys, centipedes have a round head and segmented body, arranged alternately between long and short segments. The first stringer carries a pair of strong venomous fangs and hundreds of legs, helping them to move extremely fast and extremely flexible. But do you wonder how many legs centipedes have? In fact, the number of legs of centipedes varies wildly and depends on the species, but ranges from 300 to 350 legs. A special feature is that the legs of the centipedes always have an odd number, such as 15 or 17 pairs, but never an even number, like 18 or 20 pairs of legs. The interesting point is that their legs can regrow, so when attacked by enemies, they're ready to throw away their legs to escape, aiming to distract the opponent. And very soon the centipede's body continued to grow and he wins by regenerating new legs, especially centipede can live up to 5 years, much longer than other species of food after burning. The food of centipedes is also very diverse, such as lizard, geckos, frogs, bird, or rodent, insects, sometimes even big bat too. In particular, what makes everyone feel terrible because the venomous bite causes the most terrible pain in the world. Anyone who has been bitten by a centipede will surely know what it's like to die and come back to life. And are you curious about how centipedes give birth? Stay tuned to the next part to know the truth. Third, how centipedes give birth. Dear friends, unlike most other animals, centipedes are hermaphrodites, meaning that they do not feed any direct mating between males and females, but only male centipedes simply release their sperm. Then they go out with the sister who like them, pick up its egg, and then get it pregnant. Here, their development is very slow, but in return for its reproduction, the mother centipede can lay from 50 to 70 eggs. After a period of time, like it will turn into a puppy and become a swarm centipede. Swarming look like terrifying, especially during the period of egg development. The mother centipede will always be around to guard the eggs or more carefully. Many mothers use their whole body to wrap around to protect them from natural enemies, such as the toad, a clone, or a mouse, and so on. However, if she encounters a dangerous enemy while protecting her cubs, the mother centipede is more willing to eat all the eggs than to fall into the hand of others. They would rather eat all of their children and never give them to others. That's true, friends. However, there's a very scary truth that goes through from a baby centipede to a big centipede. They have to go through an extremely painful and hard process. Let's see how it would develop. Fourth, the terrifying process of makeover. Dear guys, in the animal world, there are so many species that they all have to molt to get a bit of the old shell to replace it with a shiny new shell. Besides, the body is surrounded and protected by a solid shell with poor elasticity. If they want to continue to develop and avoid damage to the body, they must pass this process not only once, but only times, but even many times. Molting is a process that marks a major milestone in the life of a centipede, so of course they will spend a lot of energy on this job. In addition, the newly formed shell is still soft, sensitive, not enough to protect them from external dangers, so centipedes often have a habit of eating the old shell. An act like eating one's own flesh makes many people surprised and scared. And as such, they can partially compensate for lost energy as well as avoid unnecessary damage if they have to hunt at this time. After maturing to a large size, giant centipedes can hunt deliciously, but no matter how dangerous they are, they must cry when facing humans. So how are centipedes processed? Let's discover the next part right away. Fifth, horror dishes from centipedes. You know, in the past, China was famous for its horror dishes like these urine eggs, frost spider or insects, and so on. And one of them is a dish just looking at this is enough to make visitors run away. This is the grilled centipede. This is one of the famous dishes at night food street in Beijing, China. Here the liver centipedes were soaked in the ice water to numb them, then drained and then skewered through small bamboo stick. When someone needs to buy, the seller will quickly taste this family skewered with oil and then bake or fry. In addition, in some other regions, centipede meat is considered a health-promoting dish, which can be breaded and made into a salad or grilled. In addition, many men also catch a centipede to soak in alcohol along with herbs to make a medicine. So it's kind of disgusting, right? If you have the courage to try any of the dishes I mentioned above, please leave a comment to confirm your opinion. And next, let's find out right away about the extremely strange and scary centipede that you won't believe exists. Six, being of the strange and unique centipede in the world. Dear guys, mentioning the golden snake in the dangerous village, how can we ignore the giant yellow-footed centipede in Peru, also known as the Amazon giant centipede? They are the largest representative in South America, often reaching a length of 20-30 centimeters, some even up to 40 centimeters long as a charged arm. The favorite food of the centipede is small and medium-sized insects such as frog, birds, lizard, or mice, especially even though it's said to rarely attack humans. But there are some situations that are recorded. Just feeling that they are threatened, the Amazon giant centipede is ready to inject powerful venom from its tail into the victim's body, causing the victim to suffer pain and writhe until she stops breathing. Followed by the large tiger centipede, 20 to 25 centimeters long, distributed in India. The pus has two prominent colors alternating through the stingers and especially contain a very strong amount of venom that makes everyone wary. So equally strange, the yellow earth centipede from 2 to 3.5 centimeters long, a species of centipede living in the soil originating in Europe that has penetrated many different continents. Besides, you also need to be very wary of other scary venomous centipedes, such as the feather-tailed centipede, which is one of the only centipedes living in East Africa, with a long hairy tail and impressive that no one other species of centipede have. Equally bizarre is the house centipede. Looks like a spider, right? They possess endlessly long legs and body that is not very similar to their centipede cousin. But fortunately, their venom is not too heavy, so you don't need to be so scared if you encounter a house centipede. But in short, even if you encounter a centipede with a little or much poison, it's best to run away in time, or you can call someone to deal with it. But don't be foolish to pounce and pet it lest you let it. Although dangerous and scary like that, there are a lot of people who still catch a centipede as pets. 7. Terrified of pets that are giant centipede. As mentioned above, centipedes are very aggressive, venomous, and potentially dangerous species to humans, especially children. Centipede bites can cause skin damage, bruising, blistering, inflammation, or necrosis. However, it seems that the more poisonous and scary something is, the more people like it, and the more they want to conquer it. Now that so many people compete to raise centipede, I don't understand what they think. Cute cats and dogs will keep them, but I'm really helpless to bring that back to a pet home like this. So dear friends, recently we have learned and discovered together extremely thrilling, interesting, and equally surprising mysteries about centipede, an extremely scary and familiar creature in life. And you feel that the tour impresses you the most? Don't forget to comment to express your view and thoughts. If you like this video, give Wildlife Adventure a like, subscribe to the channel to always be the first to follow the latest and greatest video from Wildlife Adventure every day. Thank you for watching the video, and now say goodbye, and I'll see you soon in the next video.